Thanks, mate. Awesome. You have come so far. Appreciate you so much. That's great. We've got a video clip here. We're going to be talking this morning about living in a mind that's transformed, that's not conformed to the things of this world. And I'm just going to do a little video here about conformity. Have a look at this.
The gentleman in the elevator now is a candid star. These folks who are entering, the man with the white shirt, the lady with the trench coat, and subsequently one other member of our staff, will face the rear. And you'll see how this man in the trench coat tries to maintain his individuality, but little by little, he looks at his watch, but he's really making an excuse for turning just a little bit more to the wall. Now we'll try it once again. Here's the candid subject. Here comes the candid camera staff, 3 of them at least. And this man has apparently been in groups before.
Amazing, isn't it? Check this looks great.
Here's a fella with his hat on in the elevator. First he makes a full turn to the rear, and Charlie closes the door. A moment later, we'll open the door. Everybody's changed positions. Now we'll see if we can use group pressure for some good. Now, in a moment, on Charlie's signal, everybody turns forward. Notice they take off their hats. And now, do you think we could reverse the procedure? Watch.
Amazing, isn't it? There's a great study they did way back on conformity and put kids in rooms and all sorts of stuff. But Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says this. It'll be up on the screen if you can't. It says, "Do not be conformed any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is." You want God's will? There it is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. This morning we are talking about living in transformation. But who are we individually? Who are we corporately? I want to show you a quick thing. This message isn't going to finish at 11:30, I hate to tell you. But you can go at 11:30. Just walk out, it's all good with me. Get the DVD later. Watch it on YouTube. Let's put that clip up. These are different people in life. I've done this before at my small groups, and I've done it here once at the church. For those who haven't seen it, in life there are all different types of group. In every group there's different types of people. And we as a church need to understand each other, and I'll talk more into that on the 15th. So as we celebrate our goodness as a church and where we're going and what we have to do to get there. But you see guys like this fella up here, number 1, in a small group situation, and we can talk about him and throw him backwards and forwards. But see, obviously this guy, he's been hurt. And he's got all his guards up. And he's not letting anyone in. He's got his shield up and everything. This lady here, she's got the arrow and the shifty eyes. She's ready to shoot anyone that talks. So she's really ready to have a go. She's probably got, some anger issues and things, I don't know, This guy here pretends he's not interested, but look at his big ears. He's listening to everything going on, It's like some people in church are asleep and you say, "No, I heard everything, Pastor." But, this lady here, look at me. She's a attention getter. She likes people to look at what they're doing. This guy here, he's got his boxing gloves hanging over the side. He's just ready for a fight. He's just waiting to have a go. This guy here, a bit of a knoll, knows everything. Ready to answer every question, never give anyone a go. Wants the floor all the time. This poor lady here is just broken, and, you know, she's just weeping, and sometimes she needs a lot of help. But sometimes they can dominate the whole thing too. So this guy here, he's actually probably been shot by this lady, and he's shut up. He's got his mouth bibbed. He's not doing anything again. This guy over here, he's got his keys, looking like he's bored stiff. And here's the nice dear old lady who's been there since 1922. And that's her chair. No one gets it. You know the type. But she's a dear old lady. You can tell she's dear. She's got curlers in her hair. And a little purse. And here's the wise old owl in the middle. He's just there being the man. You know, we laugh at those sort of things, but you know there's some of that in all of us. And there's different areas in our life. Some are stronger than others, and we tend to judge people, but really we're all broken vessels just getting our way to heaven. And God's repairing our broken vessels as we go day by day. And as a church, I thank God we belong to a church that does care for each other. I hear about it all the time. And we're called to love, and we're called to reach a lost eternity and a lost community. And we say we want to see the wave. We want to see the wave of revival come and hit us in this church. We want to see the wave of revival come and hit us personally. But sometimes we forget what that wave means and what the purpose of that wave is for. And the purpose of the wave, I believe, is to strengthen us, to inspire us, to excite us, but also ignite us to go out. And if you're one that says, give me revival and let my heart be on fire for you, and I desire you and I want transformation in my life, and then God says, there you go, and you're experiencing, but you don't want to do anything with it, don't be surprised you don't get it. Because he's looking for people who are sold out and people who want to pay the sacrifice and the price for him. See, we're out there to bring change and transformation into people's lives that are lost and hurting. We all want revival, but we lose the reality of what holiness is. What is profanity? We compromise the word and we live in a place that we get comfortable in, and that's not going to bring revival. That is not going to bring the wave. And you'll see pockets of a place that's around the body of Christ, around churches, and it's because people are willing to pay that price, and you see something happen there. If we get enough people, there'll be a spark, and then it'll become a fire.